456, area of a circle. Area of a circle. 456. What we'll establish right away is the difference between circumference and area. Okay? What is circumference of a circle really measuring? Yes. Yeah, it's like the distance around. We can even call that like, it's kind of like the perimeter of the circle. And when we label that, do we label that in square units or do we label that in just regular units? Regular units. Area will measure basically the space taken up. Okay? And we will measure these in square units. Okay, so we're measuring two completely different things. All right? And we had a bunch of formulas for area. Like what was the formula for area of a rectangle? Remember what that one was, Josiah? Close. Closer. You got half of it. Length times width. I mean, essentially, you could still find the area of a rectangle using base times height because it's got a bunch of right angles and the height is going to be one of the lengths or one of the widths. But we don't call it that. Now, parallelogram, that was the base times the height. Square was what? Side times side, or side squared if we want to get fancy. How about the triangle? You know what the area of the triangle was? There was three options. 1/2 base times height, 1/2 height times base, or base times height divided by 2. Okay, so we had a bunch of formulas there. Now, area of a circle. Area of a circle looks like this. Okay, so we could decipher that and put that into language that you understand by saying pi 3.14 times radius squared. So r times what? R. Good. There's the formula. 3.14 times r times r. Which is different than what we did with circumference, because circumference was what? 3.14 times, I know it's been like a week, d, right, d. So the trick here is this. We want to avoid, this, okay? Why? We'll put that circle with the line through it that was so popular so many years ago. What is r times 2? What is r times 2? It's the diameter. So if I multiply 3.14 times d, I'm not finding the area. I'm finding the circumference. Now, unless your radius is 2, that's the only time you'll multiply it by 2. Okay? But other than that, r times r. You can't pound that fact home hard enough for you. Okay. So let's try one. Kilometers. So we had some steps before that we used with circumference. Our first step with circumference was find d. What do you suppose my first step's going to be here? I don't need d, I need r. Yep. So then I'm going to take 3.14 times r times r. I will round. And what did we do the last time? Let's do the 10th. Let's keep it consistent. And then step 4, we're going to label. And we'll square that label. So you've got it. Get to work. Let's take a look here, please. Find R. What is R? 12. So I'm going to plug in my 12 into the equation. This is the problem I'm now doing. What do you notice about when you can, or what order you need to do things when you multiply? Is there a specific order that you have to follow? No, you can go in any order you want. Now, some of you might already know what 12 times 12 is to gross 144. So that part's done. But now you've got to take that 3.14 and multiply by 144. Now, you can take it in order. You can definitely go 3.14 times 12, get your answer, and then multiply it again by 12. But, you know, I always write it this way, 3.14 times R, but I leave it up to you on what order you really want to take it. So now we get to work here. Drop a 0. Hopefully remember to do that. Drop 2 zeros as we get to the 1. The 4, the 1, the 3, and 6, 11, 3, 8, 12, 5, 4 with how many decimals? 2. My 10th place is here. I look behind it. 452.2 what? Kilometers squared. Very good. Okay. Now I highly recommend, until you get the hang of it, I highly recommend that you plug the work in. Okay? You can see it in front of you. Once you see it, you're less likely to miss anything. Okay? Try another one. Let's go. That's a 3. 3 inches. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Who wants to be my special helper today? Kishona! What's R? Find R? 3. So let's plug in that 3 into my equation. 3 times 3. R times R. Is there any of this you can do in your head? No part. Which is? 9? So 3.14 times 9, 36, and 12, and what, 28? 2 decimal places, 10th place. Very good. Right? What did you multiply by, Joe? What did you multiply by here? What did you multiply 3.14 by? You did. Okay. Good, good. Okay. Go ahead. Your favorite. Find R. What's R, Trinity? What's R? What's this? What is this? Is this R or is this D? That's D. We need half of that. So, did you hear me say follow your steps carefully? What's 14 times 14? 196. So, 24, 8, 18, 36, 12, 28, 2 zeros, and 4, 1, 3, 4, 14, 9, 11, 15, 10, 11, 6, 2 decimals, 10th place, final answer, 0.4 centimeters squared. So that's why that's step number 1, is find R. Because if you mess that first one up, like, who had, Sydney, did you do 28 times 28? And you had like 1,200 something? Look. Right? So you were like twice as big as what you should have been. Coincidence? Okay. Boy, I don't know. How many more do you need to go through? Yeah. We'll do one. All right. Now, I highlighted these in yellows to kind of show you. If you are stuck, you can just to get an idea of where it should be. We're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 75. It doesn't mean it's going to be that, but it'll kind of help you along the way to make sure you're on the right track. Now, 5.25, as a personal preference, I like to just get that out of the way right away so I don't forget, and then I'll do it by 3.14 after. So we go 25, 12, 26, drop a 0, 10, 4, 10, 2 zeros, 25, 12, and 26. All right? 5, 2, 15, 5, 2, and how many decimals? 1, 2, 3, 4. 27 point. Did I make a mistake? It's been a long break. Yeah, you don't round until the end. You're rounding. That explains it. Yeah. Four, 6. How many decimals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10th place. And that would be centimeters squared. One small thing. That's why all this chatter we got going on, that's really hard to lose track. Yeah, really easy to lose track. Yeah. So you're good. It's a lot of look at all this. I mean, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. A lot of work. Okay, so let's do this. Why don't we hand out the worksheet? Well, let's look at it together. Okay. Let's try to scope this out ahead of time and try to set up a game plan here. Happen to what? Baseball team. It was soccer. Oh, they don't have softball anymore. Okay. Okay. Number one. Let's set this up for us. What's R for number one? 3. Ooh. 2. R is 2. 3. R is 4. 4. R is 5. R is... Oh, we did that one too. And 6. R is what? 1.75. All right, now, you know what the other interesting thing is? So if I were you, I would put those somewhere on your worksheet so that you knew what you were going to be using in that formula, 3.14 times R. Who always asks me that, when are we going to need to know this? It's one of you guys. Now, here, let me show you.